Hello there, my name is Constantine, and today I'd like to tell you about one of my favorite films of all time, 1968, Michaelangelo Antonioni's Blow Up. It's the film about a fashion photographer in swinging 60s London who thinks he's inadvertently photographed a murder. I suppose part of the reason why the film appeals to me is not only because of the wonderful 1960s fashion. God, it's just so delectable. But also, Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page are in the Yardbirds in it, and that's kind of cool. What I want to talk about is not so much the characters in this film, because there's not very much in the way of actual relationships and dynamics that can be spoken about. David Hemming's character, the photographer, he's very rakish and very self-centered, and he treats models he verbally abuses them, yelling at them because they won't perform in the manner that is suitable for his photography. And this is very interesting set against his other photographic stories, which are taken in flop houses, which are of alleyways, of the destitute, of the working class. He's photographing things that we would traditionally associate as being more real, or certainly less glamorous. There might be something about the nature of creativity and the constant search for something that is new and stimulating, but I think more relevant, actually, is the relationship between the individual and reality, between the essence and the phenomenon. Subjectivity and objectivity. Really, this is about the disintegration of imagery, that when you investigate an image so closely it starts to fall apart, like when he blows up the image over and over and over. It says something about this conflict that exists between us trying to manipulate reality into a certain vision of ourselves. And of course, this is profoundly important nowadays in our era of social media. There's a lot to be said about the curation of social media, which many people take to be a reality, and the way that the photographer in Blow Up is manipulating his reality, simultaneously yearning for something that is more real, something which is less glamorous, but is not controlled by his curatorial eye, by his aesthetic desires. And Antonioni was an aesthete. You can clearly see the color selection that has gone on in a lot of the shots. He actually had brown trees painted a particular shade of green that he wanted. These images are not reality. They are creations, that we are all living in some kind of theater. And that the closer and closer that you analyze these images, like the constant enlarging of a photograph, eventually you will find it disintegrates as its gestalt is lost in the elements. This is Constantine. As always, please stay sublime.